Hey, what's going on, everybody, tonight? It's a 5/21 of 2021, and it is here we are again, second show today. Uh, Welcome to the ALPOUGH show. I am ALPOUGH, and I'm happy to be here. Uh, Today's been a strange day. You get a chance to watch my video this afternoon. Take a look at it. It is on my Facebook channel. Very, I would say, controversial to say the least. It was and is my opinion, and I want you to take a look at that. Now, I do talk about subjects that are, not everybody's talking about at the same time. A lot of people are talking about the same subjects that I am. And I always, cross-reference because I'm on YouTube and in the media. So subjects that I talk about, I always go and just kind of see what other people are saying about that subject. For example, what do women think? What do men think? What's a Sigma male mean? What do other people say about taking things slow? CPTSD. The list goes on. Today, I was not allowed to put in my title, does the Holy Spirit have a name? And YouTube refused me to let me on because I had this simple question: does the Holy Spirit have a name? And it wasn't until I took out the word Holy Spirit did they let me tag. But then, what does that mean? Does the have a name? And then when I changed it to who is she, they wouldn't let my description. They wouldn't let me go on because of the description in the box. So I was like, what I was asking was not a violent thing. It was not any attempt to cause violence. It was merely a simple question. And of course, I was censored by YouTube. And I have already been this is my 71st show, and I've been asked a couple times. One time I mentioned vaccines, and I got flagged. Quoting an article that wasn't even my opinion. It was just an article that I was quoting, and it was actually a really good article. And so, but again, the scrutiny that you cannot say. So let's go back to this here. And I went on YouTube and literally put this same name, the same thing, and in the search engines. And this came up numerous times. So, I'm already getting it already. And, since I think that they give you some warning, and then all of a sudden you don't get put in any search engines, and my views are going down. Fortunately, I have one good video up there, but, my views. So it's really weird. So it comes down to, what does the freedom of love, what does that mean? First of all, I didn't want to put freedom of speech. I thought I might have gotten tagged on that too. So now on the other end of that, I must be touching something. So, because it's not about any of the issues going on, it's just merely talking about the Holy Spirit, and in the way that I share wisdom, I don't know. Okay. In the, the 71 shows I've done, I have pretty much 71 different titles on the subject that I talk about. Some I thought were more controversial than more than this. Does the Holy Spirit have a name? But I'm starting to see it now. I'm starting to see it. Wisdom tells you to know your surroundings. And so really the question is now, should I be complimented? Because there's other vehicles, platforms. And I am going on 10 platforms. So, which is what I'm working my way up to. I'm with a great company, StreamYard can allow you to stream up to 10 platforms at the same time. So, and I'm just practicing honing my craft. So I'm not going to talk too long here. Okay. Because I'm afraid I'm going to get on a rant here because a lot of things came up today. And so at the end of it all, at the end of the day, it just is the world is in opposite motion. And it seemed that, I guess for me, everyone wants to be going clockwise. And so we're going by the clock, right? Which is time. Now, but it seems to be, when I said as the title of the freedom of love, it seems that it's going in that opposite motion. Okay. From what we started. But again, now I look back on it, and now my studies of this all has anything changed since we even got here? Is it always been going in the opposite emotion, opposite motion of love? And I think that's what the question was that I was really touching about, having a mother's love. And the pushback, was quite not alarming, because I'm absolutely expecting, but again, everybody believes something. And at the end of the day, though, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know it till you're dead. Everybody dies, by the way. That's guaranteed. I know everybody doesn't think you're going to, because you're going to be getting robotic arms and everything, but this is for sure. Everybody dies. So we'll see who's right, or we'll see who's wrong, however it is. So is it a betting game? Well, I know who I'm putting mine on. So is there a right way? Well, it depends on who you ask. You ask the red pills, they'll tell you their way's right. You ask the blue pills, they'll tell you their way's right. If you ask the Pope, he'll tell you which way to go. If you ask the Muslims, they'll tell you where to go. And so on, and so on, and so on. So my question is the right way the wrong way? That is the way I'm putting it today. when I changed again, when you see the pushback. Now you would think, what's more important, me asking about what's the Holy Spirit's name and women's rights? The way women are treated these days, it's beyond understanding on how abused women have been throughout history and not given the equal opportunities. And so to me, it's the same as not allowing to have the name Sophia in the Trinity. You can dabble. It's like saying someone's the governor, but there's not their name. It's a invisible force, a robotic something here that has been in its own way dehumanized in a sense by having the first robot named Sophia. You see, everything is right in front of you. Everything is right in front of you, including animal rights. Animal rights. The ones who suffered the most hasn't been the human beings. It's been the animals in this pandemic. But again, they can't speak for themselves because we're in charge of them. And so elderly rights, the children's rights, and so on and on. And yet I get censored because I ask a simple question: does the Holy Spirit have a name? And I think people have asked that for a long time. And, I figured it out. By the way, let me get one thing straight here. This has nothing to do with the Gnostic. I do not speak for the Gnostics. Okay, I speak from my own experience. Whatever that Sophia that is being described, because there are other Sophias. There's more than one that's in history. Okay, you didn't know the capital of Bulgaria is Sofia. So she's around in all different ways, and not just different people. Okay, now I'm going to be bringing up points that I find from the actual Bible, and we'll get started with that next week. But it's been a long day for me, dealing with all these things that come at me, including my dear friends. And, so we're just going to let it go off there. And just to let you know that, I have a colleague who I think has spoken some real truth out there. Nothing to harm anybody. And yet he's been taken off 22 times. So, but then again, if you go on, you can find everything's at the opposite. It just depends who's doing it, what they can say and what they can't say. So we're going to do our best to describe to you everything that we understand. And, I'm just asking you to be an adult of your mind, an adult of your thought, because you are what you think about. And maybe it's time for you to reset your intelligence. I've done mine a number of times. Sometimes you have to just open up the brain again. It's not that you forget everything. It's just that, you ever restarted your computer? Right. See, sometimes it runs better. Runs better when you restart it. Maybe it's time for a reboot. I will find my platform. No matter what, I will find my platform and I will find a way to get her message out. And so I appreciate you just having an open mind. And, all I have to say is ALPOUGH. That's me. You have a great weekend. I will see you Monday. And I believe in freedom and love, and I believe in loving you. Thank you for your time. For those who are coming later, or those who are coming years from now, I'll still be here. Thank you, and good night.